What's up, you guys? Good morning. Today is a beautiful new day. I'm starting it out in Soda Springs in the mountains. Finally left Memphis, stayed in Santa Barbara for a night, and now I'm up here, and I got my beautiful friends in the background, Ben and his girlfriend Caroline, and they're visiting for the weekend. But I'm so stoked to be up here. I'm super grateful for this place and for this feeling of almost infinite freedom of solitude. There's nothing else going on here. It's just the wind in the trees, the flow of the river, and sometimes crickets and birds and things like that. I'm really excited to dive deep into manifesting the future of Vlux and doing everything I can to organize what I've learned from Tennessee and apply it to my sales tactics at this company, and then start pitching everything remotely. I've got a studio set up that I'm going to build out in the house with lighting and a backdrop, so I'll be able to look professional. I even brought a suit up here so I can look super sharp when I pitch to hopefully high budget clients. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. What I'm doing right now is I'm kind of jotting down some of the things I'm excited to do up here. One is to virtually pitch, like I mentioned. I'm going to be directing creative projects remotely with my team, designing some clothing, because a lot of people in Tennessee were asking me to design some Vlux merch so they could buy it. And I don't have anything that's really current that I'm really stoked on, so I'm excited to do that. I've got a couple customers with Vlux, clients that also are looking to get some merch done, and that leads right into the next thing, which is learning augmented reality. I'm excited to start doing AR merch. This is going to let us give customers a product where when they sell it, somebody buys it, they put it on, you can see the art moving on the shirt when you hold up a phone. And then if I do something cool with a sleeve that has text on it, we could actually have that sleeve say it's the lyrics of the song. When you hold a phone up to it, it'll transition through the lyrics in a cool animated way. Or of course things like our moving album covers, you'll be able to see those move on the back of the jacket, stuff like that. So stoked to learn AR. Of course, focusing more on learning creative sales, and specifically that means watching videos by people like The Future. We've got some just amazing content. I'm listening to a book right now called, what is it called? Oh, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it's incredible. It's all about how people work and how much of a difference it makes when you're genuinely interested in what people have to say, and that everybody wants to talk about the things that they're interested in. So if you just go up to somebody and the first thing you do is ask, or you give them some half-ass hello, but then you quickly get into your needs, of course they're going to put up a wall and back off and not really, especially if they're in a power position, because they're getting that all the time. So really cool to hear these guys' stories about what he would do when he's in a high-powered meeting. Is the first thing he would do is just talk about whatever the person's interested in. They'd go on about it for 45 minutes, even an hour, even if they only expected the meeting to go for, he only planned for the meeting to go for 5 minutes or a minute. That's what he told them or whatever. And then at the end of that hour, they'll be like, hey man, so what was it that you wanted? And he'd be like, oh, well, this is what I was hoping to do, and I was thinking maybe you could help me out with it. And they're like, yeah, definitely. They just gave him, in this case, it was a couple of the cases. One, it was he wanted to send a Boy Scout to Europe, and he wanted a budget to do that. And the guy ended up sending 5 Boy Scouts plus him to Europe for 2 weeks and gave him extra budget, and just really cool. Really cool. So I'm excited to start applying some of this to, for example, when I'm talking to my customers or my clients, it's hey, it was really great to do that project with you. I just wanted to follow up and see what's going on in your world. What's your next step on your path to getting your music out there? Is there anything really exciting that you're working on that you're stoked to share with the world? And is there something that you've been wanting to try? What's something that you've been thinking, wow, it'd be really cool if I could pull that off, as far as marketing your music and expanding your reach goes. So I'm excited to learn that from customers. And then because we're already doing some things with other customers, I can kind of share a little bit about that with them. And if it's something they want to do, we can help them out with it. Some other stuff I'm really excited to start kind of applying to the sales strategy is in Tennessee, we're building out packages. We're saying like, these are all the products and services we offer at Vivint. And then these are, you can just tell us what you need, and the price and everything is customized to you. It's going to be installed by the end of the day, and you get a 30-day trial. So I feel like, and the benefit to doing it today is that our guys are already in the area. We can waive the installation fee. We can waive the setup fee. You guys will get to test the system out at no charge. So that's where it's like no upfront cost. I think it's great that we can kind of do something similar. In my pitch, my goal is I'm going to try to send out these kind of like cold emails or cold like Instagram DMs. I get to have a conversation with someone. In that conversation, I'm going to have a pitch deck ready to show on Zoom where I can show them visual aids for the stuff that I'm going to be talking about. And then those visual aids will transition right into kind of something like what I was doing with people, where I'm writing it out on paper, but I'll probably do it on my iPad Pro, write out what they need, give them a whole price, be like, you're gonna get all this for just like $500. And they're like, no way. It's like, yeah, benefit to setting it up today. If you guys do decide to commit to this, our animation team is available right now, so we can waive a $100 fee or setup fee or whatever for your account. I don't know. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna start playing around with that. I think there needs to be a sense of urgency somehow for them to commit to doing it today, even if they don't have their release coming out right away. I think it'll be really good if we can get them to pay the full price up front and offer them a full refund if they don't like it. I think we have enough credibility now with our other customers and reviews and work and our website and everything that people won't be too afraid to do that. And the big benefit of that is we don't need to watermark anything. We already have trust that the customer paid us, so as soon as they like it, they can just walk away with it. We've never had any customer ever tell us they didn't like our work and they wanted a refund, which gives me confidence that we probably can offer a full refund if people don't like it. And the sense of urgency will allow me to track how many sales I make each day and push for numbers, because that's what I was doing in Tennessee. We were selling for this many hours each day. We were trying to hit goals. We'd say, today I'm going to try to get 2 sales or 3 sales or 1 sale. And if you hit that goal, you felt really good. And at the next day meeting, you would talk about it. So if I sell for the same amount of hours that I was selling in Tennessee, which is from like 1 p.m. to like 9 p.m. each day, I think I could make a lot of sales for Vlux. I think I could get away with making 1 or 2 sales a day, which would definitely put the company in a much more profitable position than it is right now. And it would actually get to the point where people on our team we don't have enough people on our team to take on all those projects. So I'd be doing a mix of lead generation for our clients and also networking and recruiting for our team. And both of those are things I really like. Actually, just yesterday, I went to a bar that my friend, or not yesterday, the day before, my business partner, Jake, he's a bartender at this local bar, and there was a party happening for a DJ. It was a private party, but he's like, Adam, you should totally come. They're all DJs. They want to learn about Vlux. They'll be glad you're there. So I was like, okay, cool. And then he actually didn't end up going to bartend, but I showed up anyways. And there was all these people, and I ended up vibing with 1 or 2, and then I ended up meeting a bunch, and it was just like such a great networking opportunity. I loved it. So many people that were excited about what they were doing, completely different from Tennessee vibes, like night and day. I'm sure there's people out there hustling, but where I was, it didn't feel that way, other than the people on our team, but they were hustling just to make money. They weren't hustling to build something bigger. So all these people were, and it was super cool. And I met a guy who sells turf. He does turf sales, like fake grass, but he also manages like a little label thing and like puts on shows with all these musicians. So he's a salesman that knows a crap ton of musicians. And I told him a bit about what I do and how I think he could benefit from being a salesman at our company. And he's stoked. He's stoked to learn more about it and be a part of it. There was 2 other really cool connections I made. One is a girl who goes to festivals, has her own clothing line, and sells clothing for another guy who's like got an incredible clothing company, like totally my style. For a long time, I've been inspired by this company, Damascus Apparel. You should check them out. Just like super futuristic, modern, vibey, badass art on black and white clothing. Everything's black and white. Kind of like cyborg, but also like sexy, and it was just cool. Anyways, apparently these guys are like outdoing that brand right now and almost crushing them, which is hard to believe because I've always looked up to that brand. But if I could meet the guy who does her brand that's outdoing the other brand, that would be incredible. And if we could get Vlux to potentially be able to be in their booth, because there's multiple clothing lines in that booth at festivals, and have them push it for us and pay them to do so, that would be amazing, because that would just be more reach. The third connection, oh, it's pretty cool. He works at a brewery and he really wants cans. Their cans are covered in amazing artwork, and the artist is just super talented. So I'd love to meet the artist who does it. That's not who I met. I just met the employee, but he's been pushing for those to be animated with AR, and that's exactly what we're going to start doing for this other tequila company. So I'm really excited to start like really diving into that, future-proofing your brand, getting into AR, NFTs, and VR experiences for your customers. And this seems like a great intro, because like the artist is amazing. They have a bunch of cans. We'll just do one for a spec project, and they'll probably want to do the rest because it's going to be a big success. Maybe we'll even do something like with the tequila company as a spec project, and then show it to the can company. We might even have the artist who's currently doing it for the cans work on the tequila project, because then the can company will be like, oh my gosh, this guy's doing it for them. We needed to have him do it for us, whatever. It'd be cool. So yeah, networking. Wow. It feels so good. It feels so good. It's like my favorite. I can realize it's like one of my favorite things to do. And it's so cool that it's like a big part of my job. Man, just going to bars or parties and just like talking about what I love to do and hearing about what people love to do, especially that. So what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna buy this big ream of paper. I'm gonna roll it out on this deck or inside on the floor, and I'm gonna kind of offload all of this stuff that's on the surface of my brain from Tennessee, and these kind of weak connections that I kind of see in my brain of like how I can connect what I learned there to here. And then I'm gonna do my best to apply all of that in real time, and kind of iterate down into a streamlined sales funnel that I can use, a mix of a pitch, a visual deck, and then kind of like an e-commerce flow on the website. I think my pitch deck should be something that's live on the website, so it can be updated anytime. And then people like the guy I met last night, the turf sales guy, or like Jake, whenever they're talking with a prospective customer, can pull it up super easily, and they can even send the link to it. And it'll look a little bit more sexy than Google Slides, because we can do more animations and things like that, and it'll all be like mobile formatted, desktop formatted, ready to go. If that doesn't work, I'll do Google Slides, but I think that would be super cool. Yeah. Stoked. I think that's it. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care. Keep focusing on what you love to do, because that's what the world needs to see. The world wants to see you be like the best version of you can possibly be. So keep doing that and giving that. And if you feel like you're stuck somehow, then it's really great to just expose yourself to new things, like whether that's traveling or even just like watching a YouTube video by somebody who you look up to, or on a topic that interests you. I've learned so much, and it's just really inspired me recently, just going on YouTube and reading some of these things. There's this really amazing guy named The Future. I could link his channel below this video. And then there's Kutzgazart, who does these amazing animations about like life and what's important to us. And all of that just kind of puts it in perspective how like it's really important that you do what you want with your time, and you commit yourself to doing things that you love, instead of feeling like you're stuck doing something that you're not very excited about. And life is so short that even if you're doing something you love for money, like make sure to do things that you love that don't make you money. One really cool thing I did recently, I know this is a tangent, but there was this really cool video by The Future about finding your purpose. And he asked me to jot down things in 4 different categories. The 4 categories are things that I love, things I'm good at, things the world needs, and things I get paid for. And it's amazing how many things I love to do. And so many of these things are things I'll never get paid to do. I mean, I love to cook, I love to cuddle, I love to like sing, I love to dance, and I love like falling in love and traveling and like taking photos of beautiful things. And like so many of those things have nothing to do at all with getting paid, and that's totally fine. And it's awesome to recognize that. And then there's things I'm good at, and it's really cool to see how many things I'm good at that actually I can get paid for, like making videos, drawing, pitching, and then I have vlogging in here. I think I'm pretty good at it. I think I like talking to cameras, but I'm not really like getting paid for it right now. And I don't really take it that seriously either. I just do this casually. I don't like make cool edits right now. So, and then there's things that the world needs, and that's like being a mentor and teaching and giving my knowledge and doing like a talk show where I can like get knowledge from other people and share it with the world in like a really inspiring way. And then the things I get paid for, sometimes they overlap, but I can see how often the things I get paid for aren't the most exciting things. Like logo design, I do like it, but I don't love it by any means, and some of it's pretty painful. Things like directing, I do absolutely love, on the contrary, and I can get paid for that. So really cool to do this kind of mind map. Definitely check out the Futures channel. I can link that video specifically below this. And yeah, thanks for watching and following along and encouraging me. And I want to do the exact same for you. I love you, grateful for you. Take care, and have an amazing day. All right, peace.
That was nice.